Hello everybody and welcome back to the Raising Canes right here in Byron, Mississippi. This is the South 78 Football Show with Coach Kris Thigpen. I am Trellis Williams with the TSJW Network, and I'm right here with Coach Kris Thigpen of the Terry Bulldogs. And Coach, you're coming off of a big win this past Friday right there at Ray Rogers Stadium to beat the Pearl Pirates. It was the first win for Terry over Pearl in school history. Just a big win there. How did it feel, you, your players, and the coaching staff to get a big win like that?
It felt great. You know, as a staff, we talked about it all summer. You know, we anticipated that game. We felt like last season we let them off the hook for homecoming at our place. And so we knew we would match up well with them, and we were hungry for a win. And I talked to the team and the seniors specifically about the last few weeks about controlling the things you can control, and also, you know, being remembered, how you want to be remembered, how you want to leave a legacy. You know, last year's seniors, they kind of closed the gap for us within our region, and they were able to beat two teams we've never beaten. And so now this year's seniors class is on track to do the same, and now we're off to our best start, probably for the first time in 6 years as a football program. And that's the thing, when you're playing 6A football in the state of Mississippi, you're playing against talented players, you're playing against very talented coaches, but you're playing against programs. And so you can have talent, you can have good coaches, and it's still hard to get a win and beat good programs on Friday. So I'm very much proud of my team and my coaches and our school and community, because we did beat Pearl for the first time, and not only beat them, we did it, as you said, at Ray Rogers.
Absolutely. And so with that game, you guys trailed 3-0 after the first quarter. It was just a defensive battle to begin the ball game, but then we're able to break into that end zone with that pass from Jordan McGee to O.J. Marshall, get that touchdown there, get that lead, have a 14-3 halftime lead. So you're able to have a big second quarter, and then from then on, you took another punch from them where they scored a touchdown, but then they're able to hold them off to get the win. A big part of that was that defense holding them low. Just speak to how well that defense played, keeping Pearl to their lowest points of the season.
Yeah, defense played lights out, and every week when I meet with our team, I give them, you know, keys to the game, offensively, defensively, and special teams. And one of the first things I start off with is our offensive line play and our defensive line play. That, you know, it starts up front. If you're going to beat really good teams in October, you got to be able to dominate the line of scrimmage, and that's what we did. Tylen Coleman had an awesome game, outstanding game. I'm sure that guy's still having nightmares right now of him bending and coming off the edge and making plays. Donald Passmore had a great game. Amarian Bailey was awesome. You know, our defense as a whole played really well, and those guys, you know, stepped up in big moments, and I'm very, very proud of them. I'm very proud of our defensive coaches.
Absolutely, and the thing is about the offense is that the offense did a good job taking care of the football, because, I mean, just not a whole bunch of turnover action in that ball game. And then able to put up the points that was necessary to get the win. Just speak to how your offense played in the ballgame.
Well, you know, I talked to my offensive coaches, and I talked to our offense and our team as a group. You know, when you get into October, it's about it's not so much winning the game, but not losing the game. And if you find a way to be productive, get first downs, move the chains, score points when your defense gets turnovers like we did last Friday, and win the turnover battle, you're going to have a really good opportunity to win the game, and that's what we did. We didn't beat ourselves Friday like we did the previous game versus Northwest Rankin, where we had a lot of turnovers. It's hard to beat good teams when you turn the ball over like that, so we were better in that aspect, and so we got to play a whole lot cleaner, you know, this Friday, because Oak Grove presents a different challenge than Pearl. And so we had a really good day today at practice, working on different situations that may arise within the game. So I'm excited. I'm excited.
definitely another big part of a big aspect to that win as well was that it kind of gives an opportunity for you guys to turn around your season because beginning the season 3-0, great start in non-division play for sure. Took the loss to Poplarville, but then once the region play happened, you play on the road against the #1 team in the state. That's a tough one, you know.
Right.
And then Northwest Rankin, just like you're saying, just kind of the turnovers and things like that, kind of giving them the game there. But then you go on the road, get a big win, and now you head home to play, and you get this win, and you're right in the thick of things once again. Just speak to how much momentum you feel from getting that win when it comes to turning the season around in region play.
Yeah, it's good for our team. Everybody can feel it. You practice better. You're more focused. You're more determined. You know, from players and coaches. You know, getting that win, coming off the win helped, and like as you said, getting ready to play at home this Friday. That's big. But you know, it's like I told the team today. We control our own destiny. You know, it's in our hands now. It's all about us. So we're focused on us being the best version of Terry High School football we can be, and we certainly got some talented guys. We still got some guys banged up, but we got some younger guys that's stepping up and getting reps. And so if they have to be put in a position to make big plays and step up and give us maybe a series or two, we feel comfortable about those guys going in doing that.
Yeah, so looking ahead to this week, you guys host Oak Grove on Friday night at Bulldog Field. Oak Grove is 5-2 overall. 2-1 in the division. They're a solid football team. They have the ability to make big plays and things like that and score a lot of points. What is the idea? What is the mindset heading into an Oak Grove game?
Well, defensively, we definitely want to get turnovers and put pressure on the quarterback. He's a new starter. For the past 3 seasons we've played Oak Grove, they've had the same guy quarterback that played in 2 consecutive state championships and lost the South State Championship. So they have a new guy back there. He's very talented. Oak Grove as a team is still talented. They play hard. They're very aggressive on defense. They play man coverage. No other team plays defense the way they play as far as from a schematic standpoint. You're going to get a lot of bare fronts, and they're going to play man free and zero. So our receivers are going to have a big game. Our offensive linemen are going to get a lot of one-on-one matchups. And so look for explosive plays, you know, on offense from us in the game because the style of defense they play is boom or bust. You know, so and then defensively we'll mix things up. We'll show them different looks to hopefully, you know, confuse them. But I feel good about our plan defensively. And we're more ready this year from a special team standpoint to face off against those guys. Last year when we played them, they onside kicked the ball 3 times and got it back twice and ended up scoring. So, you know, we know we have to play another complete game versus them to beat them. So that's what we've been focused on this week.
Yeah, and Oak Grove is another situation. This would be the 16th meeting between Terry and Oak Grove. 14 of them have been won by Oak Grove. The one time where Terry won was in 2017, getting an upset win down there. Now you're in a situation where you come from a position of strength, a good team that you got here. You play Oak Grove at home. When it comes to the just the vibe of your team and the confidence of your team, how do you feel the guys are confidence-wise going into this game?
Well, going into Oak Grove, you know, they're confident because most of them played against them last year in a very hostile environment at Oak Grove, and they know that we were in the game for the most part 3 quarters. You know, we were in the game. Halftime is 21-21 with maybe about 20 seconds left to go. We throw a pick 6. And they extend the lead 28-21. So our players feel confident in their abilities to match up and go out and compete against them. And just like with any team, you know, we got to come ready to play. We just can't walk out there and think it's going to happen because we played them close last year. We got to go out and play well and do the things we've been coached to do to have success on Friday.
Definitely, and also coming up, I know that there's some special themes for the night on Friday night. Just tell the viewers about the special themes for Friday night's ball game.
We're having a pink out for all the breast cancer survivors, and of course October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So you'll see players with pink accessories on. You may even see some coaches with some pink on, just to show support for breast cancer survivors and breast cancer awareness. So if you come to the stadium at 7 o'clock on Friday, because the game starts at 7 o'clock, you're asked to wear pink in support of Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
For sure, and so we'll definitely be down there. Bulldog Field at Terry High School. It's a home game. Please show the support. Wear your maroon and show up to the ball game and support the Terry Bulldogs as they host the Oak Grove Warriors on Friday night. So, Coach, thank you for joining us.
Absolutely.
And we will have some interviews coming up with some coaches and some players. We'll be right back. Right to his left, Sharansky to his immediate left. He fakes the handoff, throws it over.
Pass. Let's go! He's got Queen, baby! Queen, baby! Touchdown, Terry! Let's go, folks! O.J. Marshall with the touchdown! Big play from the Terry Bulldogs, and the Bulldogs lead 6-3.
Man, you couldn't draw that up any better. You had an inside guy do a little out route, and you have OJ coming up across the top with like a deep slant. Man.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Raising Canes right here in Byron, Mississippi. I'm right here with Coach Fred Hopkins. He's the coach of the Byron Bulldogs, ages 5 through 12 age division. And, Coach, first question I want to ask you is, so how did you get into coaching youth football?
Got into coaching youth football kind of as something to do for myself and for my kids. I started out with my youngest son at the age of 5, getting into it, making sure he understands the game and the purpose of the game, trying to keep him out of trouble.
Oh yeah, for sure. So now, if you could just take me inside, take us inside a Byron Bulldogs practice.
So Byron Bulldogs practice typically goes on Mondays and Thursdays from 6 to 7:30. We start off with a little exercise with some warm-ups, a little motivation for the kids. Then we'll roll into splitting up between age groups, 5 and 6-year-olds, 7 and 8-year-olds, 9 and 10-year-olds, 11 and 12-year-olds. And then from there, the individual coaches kind of go through their practices, and we'll typically work offense on Mondays, defense on Thursdays, and be well prepared for the game on Saturdays.
So with kids at this age playing football, what kind of areas of the game are you focused on the most of the time?
Some of the biggest things we like to focus on, especially for the younger kids, is the blocking, the tackling, make sure they understand, they know how to tackle the correct way, understand how to block the correct way, not holding, moving their feet, some of the things that are carrying them as they're moving to middle school and high school football.
For sure. And so also, big question I wanted to ask you was, so with these kids, these kids are growing into young men and stuff, and you mentioned earlier about you want these kids to stay out of trouble and stuff, what do you view your role as when it comes to the leadership role that you have with kids that are growing into young men?
Just a good leadership role. A lot of the kids now, I've been doing this for 8 years, roughly. You'll be amazed at how many of the kids still look up to you when they see you now. We teach them a lot of the manners, yes sir, no sir. If they don't, we discipline them when they're not following their manners, and it kind of carries over to at home. Sometimes we get a lot of kids who don't have their father figure around, and a lot of us have to step up and be that figure around the kids. And it's definitely a big help. We enjoy it. We don't do it for any money. We just do it because we want to see some of our kids be successful moving up in life.
Yeah, and last question I have is, so how's the relationship between you guys at the younger level and then with like Terry High School with their football?
We have a good relationship, especially with Coach Thigpen. His son actually plays on my 9 and 10-year-old, which is my B team. We look to get the kids ready for the next level. So it's not about just going out there, putting everybody on the line and sending them on a blitz. We actually teach them defensive formations, different offensive schemes. So some of the things when they get to middle school and high school, they'll actually know different holes, 2, 4, 6 hole, 1, 3, 5, 7 hole, different routes, blocking schemes, and things of that nature that'll help them be successful when they move up to middle school and high school football.
For sure, and thank you, Coach, for joining us for sure.
Thank you.
And we'll have more interviews coming right up. We'll be right back. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Raising Canes right here in Byron, Mississippi. I'm Trellis Williams. Right here with me is Antonio Ross, coach of the Byron Bulldogs in the 7 and 8-year-old division. And Coach, with coaching kids at this age, take us inside a practice with this team.
Well, coaching a 7 and 8-year-old, we already know they hypertension. They don't pay attention as much. So as a coach, you have to have plenty of patience with the kids. We do a lot of yelling, but that's expected. We talking about 7 and 8-year-old. But once the kids get through the season and Miller-wise of the season, and they get to understand what you want them to do, it becomes second nature to them. But we still have to get on them as a teacher do, or as their mama do at home, because they're still kids at the end of the day. But normally they grasp everything, and as the season progresses, they end up getting better, and it end up working out for us. Yes.
Oh yeah, for sure. So how did you get involved with coaching youth football?
Actually, the vice president of the league, Coach Pope, he's from my hometown, Vicksburg. He knew I had a son. He approached me, asked us about playing. We was actually looking for a team. I've been in Byron about 11 years now, so I went out and joined them. There's like 2 teams in Byron, but now that I've been with the Byron Bulldogs, I'm glad I joined this organization, because it is an organization of pride from what I saw or have seen so far. A lot of teams charge for kids to come. We don't charge anything. We just want to come out, want your child to come out. We're going to coach them, teach them a little discipline, and so that's how I kind of got involved through Coach Pope, that coached 11 and 12-year-old. Yeah.
Yeah, and so now with the 7 and 8-year-olds though, how far, like what do you focus on when it comes to like football, like just the nuts and bolts of football?
At the end of the day, it's the basic foundation of football, because a lot of at that age they don't know anything. So we teaching them the basic fundamentals and the foundation as they grow into the other age group. So we teach them about not holding, blocking, the certain way to tackle, because at the end of the day, the game has evolved to being a safe game. So now we have to teach them the right way to play the game of football. So that's how, yeah.
And now when it comes to leadership role, you have a leadership role with these kids. I know that you got your son involved too. Obviously, you're leading to him, but also to these other kids as well. Just talk about your leadership role and with these kids growing into young men. What kind of mark you want to leave?
Exactly. Well, like I say, I'm from Vicksburg, Mississippi, and even to this day, I grew up in the YMCA system. I didn't have my father at home, so those men that coached me, uncles, other people, dad, and things of that nature, I remember those guys to this day. So just like any other area, some kids may not have father figures at the home. So I want them to say, Coach Ross did this, Coach Ross did that. I would like to leave, if I can say one child at some point in time in their life, I've done my job. So I just like to give back to the city of Byron. Also, like I say, my son coach, so it gives him a good interaction with other kids and things of that nature. So that's my aspect on that. Yeah.
Absolutely, and I appreciate it, Coach, for joining us.
Thank you.
I appreciate it for sure. And we got some interviews with Ty Coleman and Donald Passmore right after this. That's big, Clinton. Now Dury's back to throw. 2nd down and 10. He's going to throw it deep.
Middle pick. Let's go. Take it to the house. Let's go.
Donald Passmore, baby! And that will do it, folks. That will do it, folks.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Raising Canes in Byron, Mississippi. I am Trellis Williams. This is the South 78 Football Show, and right now I'm joined by Tylen Coleman, senior defensive lineman for the Terry Bulldogs. And, man, you had a big game against Pearl. It was a big win, man. You had 9 tackles, 2 sacks. just a big game from you and a big game from the defense overall, holding Pearl to 10 points, their lowest point total of the season, and getting the win in the ball game. Just take us through that game and then what you felt about it.
All right, so I know we came out pretty strong. We had them to a field goal first. And, you know what I'm saying, the first quarter was, you know what I'm saying, our main focus was coming out in the first quarter, you know what I'm saying, good, and, you know what I'm saying, having a good outlook in the first half. And we came out in the first half and we did just that. We had them to, 3 points in the first half. So, yeah, we did what we did supposed to do. For
sure, and just take us through this because after the first quarter, it's a 3-0 ball game. The offense wasn't able to score yet. Of course, the Pearl offense, which has been successful this season, really that was their biggest struggle, was taking on you guys' defense. But holding them to a field goal and just holding them off until the offense got going, and the offense did get going and took the lead there at halftime. Just speak to the feeling of trying to hold that offense off, hold Pearl's offense off until your offense gets going.
Yeah, so the feeling is about that, just keep making plays, you know, just keep on showing this offense that, you know what I'm saying, we here, and we just hold them off until the offense can finally kick on. Yeah, for sure, and you and Donald Passmore, who we're about to interview as well, co-players of the week. How does it feel to collect honors like that, collect, just achievements like that in your senior year, because you've done this multiple times here? Yeah, man, it feels great, you know what I'm saying? You waking up the next morning or that night and, you know what I'm saying, just to see that people are looking at you, and, you know what I'm saying, that people are actually looking at you, and it's just that feeling alone is just enough to carry motivation on to the next game or, you know, further in life. Yeah, and so this week you guys take on Oak Grove. When I was interviewing you guys on Media Day, it's multiple of y'all that mentioned Oak Grove as being a game to circle on the calendar. It's about to be here, right here on Friday night at Bulldog Field. How excited are you, and what's your mindset heading into that ball game? Man, my mindset coming in there is just play ball. That's my mindset going into the game. Just focus on lineman assignment and go play ball. Yeah, and so, man, last question. So this is your senior year and stuff. How do you balance the feeling of you want this season to just go on forever because it's your senior year, but at the same time focusing on one game at a time inside the season? Yeah, so what I like to do is just don't overthink it. Just play by play, drive by drive, and just keep on doing what you're coached to do. Do your best you can, and that's all you can do. And just keep it on. For sure, man. Appreciate it, Ty. Yes, sir. Appreciate it. And we got Donald Passmore up right next. Hello, everybody, and welcome back. We're right here with Donald Passmore, junior defensive back for the Terry Bulldogs. And, Don, man, big game that you had there on Friday night against the Pearl Pirates, getting that win, 22-10, holding them to 10 points in the ball game. I mean, you had 13 tackles, 1 tackle for loss, and the interception that sealed the deal in the ball game to beat Pearl on their turf. And, man, just take us through that game and just how it felt after the game.
Through the game, I was just coming being like myself, like play aggressive. You know, I have an aggressive playing style for my size. You know what I'm saying? And after the game, I feel really great with the game-sealing interception. You know what I'm saying? It's great to come out with the win over Pearl. You know, we haven't beat them in so long. You know what I'm saying? So it was a great feeling.
For sure. And just now talking from the defense overall, you guys started off the game. It was 3-0 after the first quarter. Just a defensive battle. You guys were able to hold them to 3 until the offense got going, and the offense did get going. And so you guys got the win. What was the feeling holding them off for that long, and then when the offense finally got going, and then you had the lead like that?
We had to keep playing aggressive, keep, you know what I'm saying, keep playing hard, you know what I'm saying, until our offense could feed off our momentum to get them going, so they could in order for them to score.
Yeah, for sure. And so, like with you, man, you play safety a lot of times, but you end up with all these double-digit tackle games. Yeah. What's the mindset, and what's kind of your technique of being able to get in the right positions to get the tackles?
Right position in the tackles. Well, it's just like intuition, honestly, because that's my strength of my game, tackling. You know what I'm saying? My aggressiveness, like I'm a really aggressive player and tackler when it comes to teams running the ball. So yeah.
So you guys take Oak Grove at home, Bulldog Field on Friday. And just like I was saying to Ty, a lot of you guys, when I was talking to you guys at the media day, we're talking about how that game was circled on the calendar. Now it's here. How excited are you, and what's your mindset heading into the Oak Grove game?
Well, I'm very excited to play a team like this, especially since they're an airborne type of team. They like to pass the ball a lot, and I'm going to have multiple opportunities to make plays in the air and on the ground, you know what I'm saying? And so, yeah.
Yeah, man. Oak Grove's going to pass more. Absolutely, man. You'll be back there to defend it. So, all right, so last question I have is that so as you get through the season, that was a big win that you guys had last week, and there's an opportunity to maybe even turn the season around in region play. You guys are now 1-2 in region. Getting this win would make you guys 2-2. With the macro season that you have going on here, how challenging is it, and how do you focus on the one game at a time?
Well, our coaches tell us to go 1-0 every week. You know what I'm saying? Leave the last game in the past and focus on this game this week, because this is on our way to finishing out the season. You know what I'm saying? We only have 4 games left, so we have to stay hungry, stay humble. You know what I'm saying, and keep making plays on the field.
For sure. Thank you, Donald, for joining us. And thank you, folks, for joining us as well. And please head to Bulldog Field on Friday night. Game starts at 7 p.m. The Terry Bulldogs host the Oak Grove Warriors. And be sure to come out and support. And thank you for joining us. And also thank you for the Raising Cane's in Byron for hosting us here today once again. Be sure to hit the subscribe button to the TSJW Network. That's where all Terry Bulldogs football coverage is. Be sure to also check out the website, tsjwnetwork.net, and the Instagram as well, at TSJW Network. Thank you for joining us. I'm Trellis Williams. We out.
Let's not do that. That's the only thing you don't do.
Yeah.
Takes the knee. So you're going to let the clock run. O.J. Marshall and Will Johnson are grittying on the field now. The Bulldogs, the vibe is there, folks. The band is going. And look at that. The defense is over here taking a picture. Oh, man. Folks, I like seeing it. Just under 30 seconds to play. McGee's in the shotgun. Ty Coleman is blowing kisses to his mama. I mean, everything's going well.
Yeah, they're feeling great right now, and as they should be.
And he takes another knee. He takes another knee. McGee's dancing. Trey Morrison's dancing. Even Jacabrian's putting on some moves. The Terry Bulldogs get a big win. They beat Pearl right here at Ray Rogers Stadium. South 78 crew. Holla! The Bulldogs win 22-10. They beat Pearl right here at Ray Rogers Stadium. There's ice on the field. Oh, man.